Hola. How's it going, Joey? Looks like everything's working as I expect it to. So let's go ahead and get into it. Nice. That's good. Okay, so yesterday we finished up, or we didn't finish up on stream, but we did do the animation for walking and running. And off of stream, I actually finished it up. So this is kind of what we see. I added a little bit of bounce. That might be too much. I might take it out later. But right now, he's got a little bit of a bounce to show the movement. And the legs plant pretty well. Foot plants pretty well. He pivots really well. And then it looks good from the backside as well. How you been, Joey? That's the other part that I like. Now, what doesn't look good is the jump. That's the part that we have to fix. Yeah, I know. Trust me, I know, buddy. So we are going to be fixing the DerpJump today. Because that is not my animation, which is why everything's messed up when it jumps. We're using a retargeted animation. So we want this to look better. But after we get that done, maybe we'll tackle strafing. I'm not sure yet, because we still need strafing. And we still need shield holding. We need a couple of things. Oh. What? I can't talk to him anymore? There we go. He's so jittery instead of just stopping. Zero blend. Wait, is he faster than me? No, he's not. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're gonna have to fix that. There's a couple of different things we have to fix. So anyways, that's what we're doing on the stream today. We're fixing the DerpJump, as I'm calling it. And I got a new pop filter for the microphone, so hopefully that'll help with some of the pop noises. Peter Piper picked a pickle of peppers, or something like that. Anyways, so that's what we're doing. I got idle. I actually fixed idle a little bit. It was a little pursed up last time. I wasn't a fan of that. So now his idle, you'll have to get in super close to see it, but he just raises his chest, moves his hips upward a little bit. So he will move his hips upwards a little bit and then raise his chest. I think walk is pretty good. I don't have any issues with walk. I'm pretty happy with how walk turned out. And then we have run, and I think run is pretty good too. Now, what's nice about this is I need to do all these animations for the... Yeah, there you go. It's Peter Piper picked a peck of peppers. Yeah, me neither. Peter Piper picked a pickle peppers, or peeled a pickle peppers, or peeled a pickle peppers. Either way, the point is you're supposed to say a bunch of P's real quickly. That's how you test your microphone. And whenever I tested it, this nice little filter thing made sure that it didn't sound all crazy. So we're good there. Yeah. It's a little hot in here. We need to get you a mocap suited rented for a day. No, I actually have a mocap suit. I actually bought one. So, I don't know where it is right now, but I actually bought one. I have to set it up. The problem is that I have Rokoku Studio. And what I don't like about it is yeah, right. The problem is that it doesn't link to my bone structure correctly, or it didn't. So, yeah. And then the pipeline that I don't like is I have to export the animate. I don't know. There's a couple things I have to figure out. There's the tool that I use right now supposedly has a new thing where basically, here, I'll show you. So in his new tool, oh, I have to change to display 1, right? Yeah. Okay. So now you can see what? Okay. It's probably because this isn't choosing the right thing. Yeah, it's not. Okay. That's kind of funny. Clone display 1. Oh, that's for vertical. Never mind. There you go. That's what I was looking for. It has this cool little tool here. Let me make sure this is muted. But basically, it has the ability to. Why is it not working? Oh, it chose Maya again. Sorry. It has the ability to clone animations. So it takes animations from another setup and then clones that over to my animation. So hopefully, what? I didn't click my. Dang it. So ideally what this should do is this should be able to take whatever animation is on a like number 1 and then automatically move that over to number 2. So I should be able to go in there and do all of the animations inside of the mocap suit and then bring that in and then add it to my animations here. That's what I'm hoping it does. I haven't messed with it yet, but if it does, then I will start using the mocap suit a lot, because especially for the animation and frame holding stuff. It's just way better for weapons and things like that, so I don't have to position the hands. They're automatically positioned. What's nice about the suit is I also have the face mask, but I'm not doing any like actual face stuff with I mean, all he has is eyes, so I could see when I'm blinking and it would, mimic my blinking, but that's it. So in that sense, maybe not needed, but it is there, so I don't know, we'll see. We will definitely have to see, because it's going to be an interesting setup. I like it. It's got me busy, but I like it. Okay. So we've got all of these done. We need to focus on jump now. I think that's the next animation. Right? And if we go into our player, yeah, all these are like jacked up. No, it's like so jacked up. This is the new one. Yeah, that's good. Oh, unarmed swimming idle. This is player 01. It's just gonna idle it out. Yeah, fine, whatever. Yeah, it's been good. I have 4 drinks over here, so you're gonna see me rotate through 4 drinks. Don't judge me. They're not alcoholic. Okay, it's just 4 different types of caffeine. Probably worse than alcohol in real life, but whatever. That's how we're gonna get through our 3-hour stream today. Lots of caffeine. What am I looking for? I'm looking for jump. Okay, we have... This is the old jump that I made. It's not great. This is the SSH begin jump. So this is him basically... I'm so very confused. So he basically pushes off on this foot. He's like, what? And then up. And that's where he holds. So I think this is where the animation should start, because it's going to blend this off. Like this will get blended out, right? And our animation uses this front right. So we should do something similar. And then basically step to the reach. This will be the next keyframe, and then to the hold. Because this is the hold animation. And so this is the animation that he'll kind of like, as he's kind of like gliding. And then this can also turn into the falling. Yeah. And then we have, I think this is the land. So it goes from here to the land. This is landing 1. What's landing 2? Okay, so this is a different stance. That's the hero land. Oh, look at it. That's the hero land. Oh, interesting. So this goes in from him jumping into back to jogging. And this is the loop. So while he's up in the air, this is the animation that it plays. And if you did jump 2, there's no real difference in jump 2. I think this one is the one where he's like falling. Yeah, this is where he's falling. They have a lot of animations. Yeah, we're gonna have to, we're gonna be making a lot of these. We need this pickup animation so that way he can pick some stuff up. Anyways, that's what we're doing. Let's get back to the jump one. We're gonna mimic the jump one. So this is jump start. And we're gonna start from here. And he's basically gonna start from here and then jump up to the extend and then land into the long pose. I'm not a fan of this. I think that looks kind of cheesy. You can kind of see it. I think it looks kind of cheesy, like if you're stuck like that. And then at some point, you should actually be falling. And I don't, that's falling. So maybe it's based off of, what if I just jump up? Okay. Interesting. Wow, I didn't know that. So if I have forward input, then I do my legs like that. And if I let go, or I just jump normal, then it comes to the... Okay. His head goes down a lot. So that'll be something I fix. But I did not know that it uses forward momentum to, or forward input. It doesn't maintain inheritance of momentum. That's another thing I gotta fix too. But it does look good. And it has a different jump for if you're stationary. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Where's that blend space? Is that a jump? This is so jacked up. We need to delete that one. Put in space. Oh, it's in character base. What the F are we using that for? Yo, we should not be using that. What are we... This is all jacked up. How is this still being utilized? If I walk and run to it, does it still work? It does. So I'm confused. Wait. Where is this being used? It says that it's being used in the character blend space. Okay, so let's do reference viewer. Character base. Where? Oh, Jesus. Look at all those references. Where? Yeah, see, that's the part I don't understand. Like, where is that being... It says it's in there. Oh, default locomotion blend space. Sebi, how are you? That's this one right here. Yeah, that's definitely not the right answer. So we're not using this anymore. Okay, I don't have a good answer for that. I think we're bypassing it now because it's definitely not using that. I can tell you that right now. That's because we're using this. And this is using locomotion. And if I go to idle walk run, we're using walk run player block 0, 1 and player 0, 1. So we are not using that blend space. I am well, thank you for asking. Been a hectic couple of months, but I'm good. Hopefully my process of everything will kind of even out. Okay, so this is blocking, and if it is blocking, then I want to go do that. Okay, so I don't know where this default blend space thing is being pulled from, or if we're using it anymore. I don't think we're using it anymore. I need to ask Mester. I'll ask him. It's probably just a variable. I mean, it wasn't good, but it's kind of life. I'm alive. God's taking care of me. No complaints. Just didn't have a lot of time to stream. Now I have time to stream. Well, I wouldn't say I have time, but we're making time to stream because I still want to get this game out. So we're making time. Okay, so we're just gonna do the jump animation, and then we'll figure out where it's linked in later. It's got to be. If I go to locomotion, I don't see jump. Right? Like, this is the part I'm confused on. Now this is, okay, this is interesting. I think this is what we were using previously. Because this has ragdoll. And it has falling. So I think this is the old Anim BP. This is the new Anim BP because it has swimming. And it has falling. And this is using jump loop. Interesting. Okay. And so this is using forward speed. That's how it's changing this value. So I have jump loop 3 and jump loop 1. And that's in the falling animation. So that's interesting. And then when it lands... Okay. I got that figured out. That's good. Nice. Okay. I have so many options. I got my Starbucks to choose from. I got my green tea. I got water with element tea. I have a plethora of drinks. Yeah, I got green tea. Water with element tea. And then Starbucks. I like having a smorgasbord of flavor. So we're not using ragdoll here. Excuse me. That was weird. And then this is the swimming animations. I can't currently jump out of the water. That's a no-go. But this is the animation. Have you tried climbing out? Climbing out of what? Water? Yeah, you can walk out of water, but you can't jump out of water. I think it's another, that's not for me to fix. That's for the coder types to fix, but I need to be able to like use F on this. No, it's just I haven't done anything with water other than floating. I put in the basic swim logic. That's because flux. There's no real logic in we stole the logic from Fluid Flux's setup. Oh, look at those shaders. So we're using Fluid Flux's basic swimming setup for right now. Because again, swimming, nobody really cares about swimming. It's not a thing. But it's basic generic logic that was provided inside of Fluid Flux. So yeah, oh yeah. Our ocean's gonna be just as nice as this. Well, that's because it's still rendering the shaders. Okay, no, shaders are good. Yeah, so like, and this has volumetric lighting and everything else. And you sink and you can go way to the bottom. And so this has swimming. You can go up and down with your stuff, and you can have different animations, and it has volumetric lighting for the waves and crespullions and everything else. It's what's up, Mr. Blaze? What's going on, Cryptic? So it's got nice stuff. Looks all pretty. But anyways, we're using the basic logic that they have. And so they have just like a little floater logic that basically works. You can't jump out of the water with this logic. And that's there. Wait, there's a raid. Yeah, thanks for the raid. I didn't know I had a raid. Holy crap. Well, welcome all 9 viewers. We're here going through our animations and everything else. We are the storm. Well, I like hearing storm, people. Yay, storm. Don't rain on me, okay? I don't want to be rained on. Working on my game. We're working on animations for it. And then I was just showing off and talking about the swim logic for the game because that's not mine. So that's what I was kind of showcasing. Have a small problem though, as you decided to join real quick. It's loading the other map. 1 second. To turn the monitor. As of course, as all the cool people join, my monitor goes into poop mode. I should have done it before the stream. I didn't think about it. I have one of those new OLED monitors, and so they have the self-cleaning setup automatically turned on. So for the next 10 minutes, I'm not going to have a monitor on this side. Such is life. So I'm going to have to handle it over here for a quick hot second. That's okay. We'll get it there. Yeah, it's basically an auto clean set. It's really annoying. I don't turn it off because I don't want my OLED to be jacked up, which I guess burn-in really isn't a thing anymore. Supposedly, there's a couple people who done tests on them, and they've kind of verified that burn-in isn't a thing. So, anyways, okay, this is the map. Now, let's see if I can do this. No. Yeah, I can. No, I can't. I so need to get a new monitor. Yeah, like... They are definitely a thing that stops you. What's going on, Massive? Haven't seen you in a while. Well, so... Again, the ones I've looked, the ones that I bought, the people have tested it at the 2 and the 3 year mark, and they didn't have any burn-in. So I think I have some time. Like I said, they just ran it. They did the 2 and 3 year tests and haven't said anything. So I don't know. Like I said, as long as there's no burn-in for me, that's all that matters. I really don't want to have any burn-in. I think that would be a bad thing. Does this work? I hope this does work. This is the first time this has happened live on stream. And that's because I haven't streamed in a while, so I totally forgot how this whole thing works. You guys will have to work with me. Those of you who rated, I apologize. What we're working on, I can talk through it. We are working on a Gladiator-based game. And the Gladiator-based game is an open world ARPG, but it's a Soulslike. You don't have an inventory per se, not one that you have to manage. You do traverse the world and you fight, and it's based in a futuristic Rome setting. So what if Rome never fell? What would this look like? What would the world look like? And it is in 2070. And so you're a gladiator that was gonna die, and in the process of dying, you got taken to the spirit realm, and the 3 fates said, hey, we need your help because humans are doing crap they're not supposed to be doing, and here you go. You're basically our body slave. Not in the way that you might be thinking, perverts. So then you get sent back to the normal world, and the protagonists, the people that are pushing your story along, are the 3 fates. And you get to choose whether or not you want to follow them or not follow them based off of what you're doing. And that's kind of the story. Open world, it does have a mini mode, and in that mini mode, you are... it's like arena only, so that's where you can do multiplayer and play with your friends and fight with them or challenge with them and see how far you can get in the ladder. And that's that. Let me turn this monitor back on. I'm gonna cancel the cleaning on it, and then it's gonna go out again, and then that's...
You can't schedule the cleaning?
I have it scheduled towards work right now. So you bring a very good point. but I have it scheduled around my work, and so I normally start work at 5 a.m. But I didn't start doing my stuff today at 5 a.m. So I didn't schedule it, and so it didn't happen at 5 like it's supposed to. I started at 8 o'clock, and then for whatever reason, I guess it didn't go off at 8 o'clock, and it's going off at 12. I don't know. It's supposed to be every 12 hours. It's all good. I got about 2 more minutes, and then I can do something. You guys just get to look at a cool ocean scene right now, so enjoy the cool ocean scene. How are you, Stormy?
Quite well. Finished work for the day, so back in. Massive, totally not on track for the August.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, I wouldn't say... Thanks, Luvix. I wouldn't say that it's on track. But I don't know. I mean, we're not far off anyway. Like, look, I definitely have 2 months of backtracking. But if I do this every night like I'm planning on doing it, and I put in a lot of time, I think we could catch up, but it's not going to be easy. So we'll see. I have some off time scheduled and planned for August time frame. But I'll be realistic. Probably, I think September. I don't talk to either of them. I know Dravu does. I don't know if Dravu would work with me anymore. I don't know. And DMW definitely not. I don't know what happened with him. I think I pissed him off at some point. I don't know how long ago or what I did. I think it was when I took the forums down. He was all upset and he's like, "Why would you take the forums down?" And I'm like, "Bro, I'm not paying for that." Like, well, why didn't you save a copy of the forums? And I don't remember, like, even to this day, I do not remember what exactly happened, but I think we were in the process of doing a backup and it got wiped, and I was just like, F it, I don't care. Or I was underway and I had a friend do it and he wiped it. I cannot, for the life of me, I cannot remember. I mean, it was like 12 years ago, 13 years ago. So
just blame the North Koreans.
Well, I mean, we do know, I did get hacked by Iranians. That did happen. So, maybe.
That explains their recent problems.
No, that was because of, remember the stream where I was the guy came in and he was talking crap. He was like, "Yeah, you should never give out your IP." And I was like, "I can give out my IP. You're not going to do anything." And then all of a sudden, 3 weeks later, I found out that I was on a state-sponsored Iranian website with my IP, and I got hacked. I was like, "Well, okay, stupid me."
Here are the keys to the nuclear sub. I trust you.
Well, I don't have any of that information on home. Like, a totally different story. I'm not one of those normal ITs types that, you know, sell secrets to the different governments. Ugh.
I like the fact that you got these normal ITs who are even idiotic enough to take their work home, not thinking it's a problem to take it outside of a base.
Yeah, I don't understand that either. I don't understand that either. Or the guy, like, I know whenever I was working up north in Japan, there was a bunch of people on Discord who were, you know, the Russians would, I can't remember if it was the Russians or the Chinese. One of the two owns one of those popular war games that's like ultra realistic. And they would be on the forums for that in the Discord, and they would be like, "Oh, that's not accurate. This is really accurate. This is how fast this goes." And I'm like, "Bro, you can't, like, you're not supposed to be sharing that crap. Like, come on." And it was like a perfect place to get your information, like, secretly without actually getting the information, you know, through subversion, or what's that other term? Espionage, but I can't remember what it means.
You gotta figure people who play mil sims. I mean, you're going to get a fair component of military, so if you've got a mil sim that's out there and the general wild for people to play with, it's no reason that it wouldn't be visited by foreign visitors.
Yeah, it's just funny. Like I said, you would put some, oh, thank God, finally, okay, I got access. Whew, took forever. Okay, I tried walking through it, but I couldn't do it. Sorry, people.
I'm looking at Joey and going, lunch codes sounds much better than launch codes.
Yeah. We still aiming around the $20 for the game? Yes, we are still aiming $20 for the game. I have no intentions of increasing the price. There is no reason to increase price. We are in the same target. Okay, I don't know if Cryptic Visionaries 9 people are here still. If you're not, cool. If you are, well, I will showcase a small amount of the game because a lot of it's
go for it.
A lot of it's broke. I'm curious to see, like, they changed the PCG algorithm, so now I'm gonna have to do a whole stream where I fix the PCG stuff because it's spawning along my roads now. Oh, bastards! Why'd you have to change the algorithm? Okay, so it's gonna load real quick, and then I'll give a small brief description. I really need to, once I get the character animated again and working properly, I am 100% gonna make a quick little thingy so that way I can just type it in. But anyways, you are basically a slave that, you're a slave gladiator. This is kind of like your home. You can come in here. You can
trio. You look new around here. Ah, I see.
You can talk to Animaeus. Your not Animaeus, sorry, Numaeus. Your guy here. They have destruction of, you know, pots and everything else. You'll have a ludus that you can go inside of and walk around, do things, and then you'll have a ludus champion. And basically, your job is to go through the world, gather items and armor and everything else, and get the 7 luduses and get charge of all of them. So they're kind of like arena battles or gym battles for you know, Pokemon type stuff. The world is pretty small. It's not massive. It is an island. It's probably, I would say, walkable within a 10-minute, maybe 15-minute traversal process, especially once you use the hoverboard. It'll definitely be a lot faster than that. If we add in flight, I'm only flying because I'm an admin right now, but if we add in flight, that might change some other times too, but right now that's what we're looking at. All of the traversal stuff is going to be kind of deep and rich. The forest will be nice and well tamed in certain areas, and in other areas it'll be, you know, super dense and everything else. So that's kind of one of the things that we're looking for, is you'll have a personal drone that adds lighting and everything else, because it is going to be dark, especially at nighttime. So if we take it to nighttime, it is very dark, but that's why you have the personal drone, because it has the lighting and everything else. It's really short duration right now, and it's not properly locating where it's supposed to, but it does auto follow you, and it will light up the whole area and not be all crappy like it is right now. So
I like how it's behind you, so whenever you're running forward, you're literally running into your own shadow.
That's right now. In the actual one, that's not supposed to happen. In the actual one, he's supposed to be in front of you. But again, it's lots of new problems that are in existence because of the character. So it's supposed to be up above you, not in between your legs like that. So I have to
use the backpack and just extend an antenna of which the ball is on top.
Yeah, then it looks like some weird thing. We're good. We're good. Like I said, it'll work. I just have to get it coded right.
Aye.
So, anyways, you'll have dungeon crawling. We have dungeon crawling. The dungeon's over here. This is a major city. The major arena is there. This is what you're aiming to get to, is the major arena, where you'll have your battles and everything else inside here. And then we have, well, there'll be like 10, maybe 15 dungeons in total when it's fully done. For the current launch, I think I'm going to do 3. That's what we're aiming for. So you have your dungeon set up over here. And you have to use these, which opens the lights. And that gets you inside. And then you'll have your dungeon quests and everything else.
I was gonna say, you might want to make a day for that.
I mean, we're mostly good. Wait. What? Oh, yeah. Yeah, true. You do all the quests and everything else, then these beacons light up, and then you can come in here and you can fight Big Boy. You haven't done any of those quests, then you can't do any of those things. So that's kind of the whole purpose of this, is you have to light beacons. And by lighting beacons, that allows you to unlock doors.
Dungeons, for the most part, are a combination of puzzle solving, platforming, fighting enemies, and in some respects, dealing with enemies in different phases.
Yep.
Especially boss monsters. Some of it will lend itself to lore, so sometimes you might not want to activate something, or sometimes you might activate something and cause a much further effect than you realize at the time.
I'm gonna go in the corner. I've been a bad developer. I'm going in the corner.
We just call you 512.
Right. So in this case, you have to like figure out the combo of what to turn off to be able to open the doors. So that's just a way of just showing things off. Did you ever end up doing a goal build? Bro, I haven't done anything. Like since the last time we talked, I have done absolutely nothing. Okay? Absolutely nothing. Those doors work in the real game, not this game.
Unfortunately, Ryu left the Navy after retiring, which used to take him out to the ocean and kill GameDev because he was out in the sea. And then came into a job in America that basically says, well, we want your soul.
Nah, that's not that. That's not that. No, don't talk bad about my job. It's good. I love my job. Okay. My bosses might be watching at some point. How much free time have you had? My bosses might be watching at some point. Shut your mouth, man. We good.
There's nothing wrong with the job.
Stormy over here trying to get me fired so that way I have 100% dev time. I ain't trying to get fired. I'm good. I love my job. My bosses are amazing. Oh, great. Wait, now how did that get moved? I definitely did not move that land, and that bridge is definitely moved. Interesting. Anyways, so that's the game. We have lots of things. There's gonna be buildings, traversals. You got, like I said, Lutuses. There's lots to be done and to made to get things ready to roll. But what we're doing right now is we are working on getting the animations back to where we were. So that way, how did that get shrinked? We're working on getting the animations back to where they were. So that way we are good to go and can enjoy a character that can actually attack, cut off limbs, and do all the same things that we're supposed to be doing. So that's the short skinny. And then that got brought up because we were in here talking about the water. That's how that got all brought up. Anyways, now that we've done that and we have that description out of the way, let's get into business. Let's get down to business to defeat the animations.
Biggest thing that killed us initially on time, though, Massive, is when the decision was made to upgrade the Unreal Engine to 5.6.
No.
And then following changes.
That was not it. That was not it. What killed it was...
the mod spec.
No. I made the decision to upgrade the character. That had nothing to do with engine version. It was because I wanted the character to match the crap. Here, I can show you. I can actually show you. So inside of the actual character, this is a big thing, right? In me trying to be a good little artist who follows everything and understands everything, in engine 5.4 and below, and even 5.5, the
obvious for a sec, right?
Yeah, the access, if you look at it in the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see that Z is up and X is forward, okay? It's right there in the bottom little corner. You can't see it because my crap is, my webcam is hiding it. Hold on. Oh, you still can't see it. Crap. Anyways, the point is there's a little thing on the bottom left, there's a little gizmo that shows you that Z is up, X is forward, and Y is there. Oh, this would work. Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, there you go. So that's a good representation. Okay, so when I made my models with Z being up and X being forward. The problem is that whoever did the character crap did not do that. They actually had Y being up. And so in my stuff, I have Y being up and I have X being forward. Now they're going to change this again in engine 6.0. Ooh, thanks for the follow, Psycho. Appreciate it. They're going to change this again in 6.0 to where it's going to be Z up and X forward. And so I'm now going to have another problem. But anyways, so what I did is I changed it because it was causing problems with my control rig and doing IK, and I wanted it to where the character, when he's stepping on, you know, slanted surfaces or stairs, I wanted IK for the feet. And so because I wanted IK for the feet, instead of watching him clip and do this, yeah. How about Z up and Y forward? So that's what we currently are doing. Or no, Z up and Y. No, what? There's no program that does that. What are you talking about? Anyways, that's what caused it. So I had to completely redo the character. When I completely redid the character, we then went away from the it's a cascade of events, but we basically went away from the normal rig that I had created before. So there is a version of this that is older that I had created, and it wasn't using that rig. So then I went with this new rig. That took some time. And then after I did the new rig, that took more time. And yeah, la-di-la-di-la. Point is, we now have a really nice, cool rigging system and setup. And our character is looking good and has lots of different options. Stretching skin and scrapple and bapple. Like I can do stretching and cool little things with the rig now that I couldn't do before. Yay. And then now I have to redo all the animations. That's what it means. I have to redo all the animations. And in that process, we had Kindred on board. Due to some financial stuff, he's currently not active. He's still part of the team, I would say, but he's just not active because of financial purposes. Hopefully that solidifies in the next month or so, and then we can get him back working. But right now he's paused, and with that pause, some stuff that he was working on is left unworking. So we have a couple of things that we have to fix. That's where that is, Massive. So now you know the story of the last 4 months. I left out all my personal stuff. You know, the 3 moves that I did from house 1 to house 2, house 2 to house 3, and everything into storage again after I pulled it out of storage. Yeah. It's been fun. It's been a fun year. 2025. Woohoo! No, I'm not going back to Japan. I'm still here in the States. I'm in Georgia. Sweating my kahootas off in Georgia. Okay, so let's do this. We basically had said that we were going to set up the jump animation, and we're going to follow the same structure that the previous one had. So we're not going to do anything different. Let's take a quick look at that, a little gander on that one more time. I think this is the jump begin. And so we're going to start here with the foot forward, and then we're going to go right into the launch. Now we could start directly at the launch because it's going to blend. So we could put a 5-frame delay in the front because it's going to blend, and then just have him go to this. Oh, no, I have more than 3 moves in 2025. I have 8. I have 8 moves in 2025. Yeah, you don't even want my 2025 has been absolutely insane. And I think each
it's been raining and your cardboard box melted. You had to get another one.
Yeah, I think in total it's probably been like maybe, I don't know. I want to say maybe $30,000 on moves. It's been a fun year. No.
And it's only halfway done.
I moved from Japan to Tennessee. Thought I was going to be retired in Tennessee. Didn't end up retiring in Tennessee. Moved from Tennessee to another apartment in Tennessee. And then from that apartment in Tennessee, I moved to a place in Georgia. I didn't stay in that place in Georgia, so I left that place and then moved to a new place here in Georgia. Now, that's not including my Florida moves, where I moved everything from Florida over to Tennessee. And then into storage units in between some of those places. And then I had the fun part of moving everything back into storage units so that those could be shipped off to the people that they belong to. So, yeah, 2025, the year of the move. Let's go, baby. Okay, anyways, back here. We got to do animations, okay? You guys don't need my life story. You don't care about my life story. Let's be real. None of you care. That's okay. I don't care that you care. We don't need you to care. We need animations. That's what we need. So we're gonna start here. I think I'm gonna have this like weird thingy here, and then his arms are in a prep mode, like he's coming down, and then he's basically goes from prep mode to jump. So we'll do the 2 keyframes and then we'll blend out from there. Aw, well, you're too kind. And you know what? I appreciate it.
Do you have a standing jump?
Do I have a what?
Standing jump.
Right now, no. The way that it's designed is there is a standing jump, yes. So if I jump, now the way to get into the standing jump is the same. You'll notice that as I come here, it kind of blends my feet all the way there and then puts them up. So the answer to you is yes, I have a thing, but the blend is kind of wonky. You notice how his feet went all the way open. So whether I jump forward or not, it's the same thing. Because it always has to go to that blend. So the answer to your question is yes and no. And that's because of this NMBP. What it's doing is it's going in the NMBP, it's going from the idle walk run into the falling state. And so then it says is falling, right? And so this is I don't like this logic. In fact, I'm willing to bet that Messer would not like this logic either. But this is what we hacked together real quick. Messer would be like, he's not falling, he's jumping. So, and I can kind of see this if we go to the blend spaces from before, which is the one that Messer made. We have it's not a blend space, it's it's in the character. It's an NMBP. Inside of this NMBP, you can see that we had an idle walk run and then we had a jump. So we had a thing that says is in the air, and if not, then the result, and then we moved from there. And then if I'm not in the air, or if I am in the air, then I have my jump animation. And so this jump animation would play a jump animation. Wait, it says, is it standing jump falling forward? I don't know what that means. I'm trying to think about what that means. Stormy, does that make sense to you?
With lots of drugs, it will.
Okay. Anyways, I just realized I don't have alerts set up for this HUD. I'm gonna have to do that. Remind me to do that later. Anyways, so that is how Messer would do it. And then from jump, we have a determination on whether or not I am basically falling, because there's a way to do it. He had it as a timer, but there's an actual calculation that you can do, and then that puts you into your falling state. Now, if I am what we would do from this is, if I'm falling off of a cliff, I can go into falling, and if I jump, I can go into falling, and I can also go from falling to ragdoll. That is how Mester had it set up, and I think that this is probably how it's going to be set up once we get back to this. How we're going to determine whether or not it's standing up and falling or just falling, that's a little bit more complex of a state machine.
That'd be just a vector.
Sure.
If you're falling, that's your straight downwards vector, effectively. That's your one anim. If you've got a vector of movement in any direction, then you change to the different blend, and that way it all makes sense. And
So
if you jump off a cliff, it's not really going to make much difference, because you just go splat, and people will be more entertained by that rather than worrying about where the feet are. And if the feet are splayed, it'd kind of be normal after you jumped off a cliff.
So if I fly up, you're correct. And if I fly up, right, and then I turn off my fly, you'll see that this is the falling. And if I press forward, now I go into jump because of the current logic. So there is going to be a thing where we choose logic based off of velocity, and that's really the answer. If my velocity is 0 or within a range, then I'm just doing a normal standing jump. If my velocity is anything greater than, I would say 100, then I'm doing a jump that's like this. And we can even parse out one more and say, hey, my velocity is the running speed, so now I'm doing a running jump. And so I think that would be how we end up kind of doing this in the long run. But the short term is, again, I don't really care. We're gonna have one animation, and we're just gonna keep the logic that we have, because this is the locomotion system that's currently in existence.
And it's easy enough to tweak later on anyway.
Yeah. And then so in this logic we have falling, and then technically falling again is your jump. I don't necessarily agree with that, but we're using it. And then once you're done, the only way to get out of this locomotion state is to go to falling. You can't go to another one. And so then that puts you in the landing animation. So you play the landing animation. This animation would also be based off of, again, which one was chosen. So I think we would probably from this thing here and this, we would have a tag that gets added saying which animation was played. So, or we'll parse the velocity over. So that way in the locomotion state in our landing, we can know which one we played and then use that to determine which one that we did for the landing. So if I did a super high...
Just be the vector of any direction would change the landing. That'd be the only tag you need.
No, we need to do velocity of how fast I'm falling, right? The vector is important too, but the velocity is really what's going to change it, because if I fall from a really high distance, then we want to do the hero landing. If I fall from a short distance, then I don't really care, and it can be like a little tiny like whoop. And if I fall from a medium distance, then I would kind of have the like little stumble a little bit, and then recovery.
So you want to do the Scarlett Johansson for anything that's vaguely...
Yeah.
Okay.
But wait, like I said, there's a bunch of things that was in the old one that we're gonna have to accommodate for that we're not currently. This is the part of the rework that we have to kind of figure out, because it all changes. You know what I mean? Like everything is different now. How we're doing this is all different. Everything is a different setup. So we'll see. There's some crazy stuff that you can do with control rig now. So a lot of this we may not even have to worry about it, because what we can do is we can use... Did I place this in here? What the F? What? I didn't place that in here, did I? Interesting. Control rig will basically control a lot of this to where the IK can actually do physics-based animations. If you watch the new Witcher 4 stuff, it's automatic. And so you really don't have to do anything, it just happens. So that's really what we can... That's why 5.6 is such a game changer for animations. I'm really kind of interested to see what that looks like. So anyways, back to where we are. We're going to have we're gonna have 3 jumps. We'll have a jump up, like a basic jump up, like and then land. We'll have a medium jump, and then we'll have a sprint jump. So I will leave enough room for 3 jump animations, and then 3 different land animations, and then we'll move on from there. So that way Mester can code that in later, and I don't have to redo new animations.
One other question. If you do a standing jump straight up, are you able to add a vector whilst you're in air? Or it has to be from when you leave the ground?
Well, we have air control enabled. If we turned air control off, then you wouldn't be able to do anything. But we have it enabled, so I can very slightly move myself and control myself. Actually, air control is disabled. What the? What? Who turned that on?
Yeah, but that looks more natural without it.
No, I want air control. It's defaulted. So it's not modified. What the F? What about here? It's defaulted. Interesting. Maybe root animation is enabled. So like it's like, is this root? Doesn't look like root animation is enabled, right? Let's see. It is not using root animation, so interesting. Yeah, we'll have to look at it because that was one of the. It was before, and maybe it's just a methodology that they've changed. Because before it was more floaty, meaning that I could control, and we want that, especially if you have platforming and things like that. You want to allow the player in small changes to help themselves and save themselves. Whereas here, if I mess up, there's no, I can't save myself type thing, like as I jump in.
Yeah, I was thinking with air control, if you're trying to do platforming, it'd be a little more technical. And it also it lends itself to people actually screwing up because they over control and then try to hit the platform at one.
I'm okay with that though, because you're correct, but then they get taught that, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I think what it is there's a velocity thing that's being triggered. I think that's what it is. Whereas if I let go of the mouse, then my velocity goes away. I think that's what it is, because I noticed that if I'm like trying to stand jump, I have no velocity, so I can't move forward. Whereas with air control, I could. So I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. There's probably some tweaking and peaking that we have to do to get it back to where it was. Okay, we've spent most of the.
There has to be a semi-restrictive on the vector though from a standing jump to ensure that you can't actually just like openly abuse it, unless you involve it from the backpack perspective.
I don't really.
That gives you a form of air control.
I mean, I'll begin. I am taking a whole new stance on this game. I wouldn't say whole new. I would say I am changing my stance from what I originally had thought a long time ago in game development. And I'm aligning with a lot of what I've heard. And the answer is, I don't care if it makes logical sense. I care if it feels good. And I know that when I don't have air control in, I am not happy. So I am going to have air control in. Whether it's logically supported and not in the game or not, I don't care. Now, if we can say, oh yeah, you've got the backpack and that's what does it, cool. But what if I don't have the backpack? Do I have little thrusters on me? Again, I don't care. It's not something that I care about, nor is it something that I'm going to focus on. We're gonna focus on fun, and the movement and gameplay needs to be smooth. If those things don't exist, then we're basically hurting our game, and I don't want to do that, you know. So, anyways, okay, let's do this run shit, or not run, jump. So. 5 frame, how many frames do they have on this jump? This is 33 frames. So I think we're gonna do 5 frames here. Now that's the other thing. We could just start from here and then put 5 frames forward, and that way we have blending. And so it'll take wherever it's at and it'll blend to this. I kind of want to try it that way first and see what happens, because that might be the smarter way to do it.
What are you drinking, by the way?
I have 4 choices. I have Coke. I have coffee, which is a chai latte. I have water, which is an element tea addition, and then I have green tea. Which would you like me to drink?
So basically, you spent $30 on drinks.
No, the coffee was free. Where I live now, in the foyer, they have a free coffee dispenser. Okay, so we need stationery. And stationery needs to be... Oh, what the heck? Didn't save my fucking... I put that here, dude. Nice. Okay. Okay, so we need my calculator, because I gotta do some math. It's basic math, but it's still math. Okay, so let's look at my frames. Get a little bit closer. Get locked in. How's the mic sound, by the way? I know in Discord it probably sounds really crappy.
No, the mic is fine. You're just a bit mucusy.
You don't hear any of that on the other one, or you shouldn't on the stream. But I am mucusy. That is definitely sure. There's something about humidity, man, that makes it like, ugh, disgusting.
Yeah, the mic is muting it enough for the streams.
Nice. Yeah, it should. It still picks up the clicks of the mouse. I have to figure that out. I spent a lot of time modifying the mic the other day. Okay, so we're gonna go 238, which means we need to go to 248 for my next frame. And we're gonna go to the idle frame. So we need to go 10 up. Okay. And then we need to grab these bad boys and change this to IK of 1. Okay. Let's try the first version where man, really bad. We're gonna try the first version where I think we're just gonna go 5 frames of this, and then we'll go into this animation. So let's say that this is 10 to 33. So that's really 23 frames.
24 technically, if you're including 10 and 23.
Sure. So we're gonna do 248 plus 5. So 253. So basically that's my 5 frames here. We're gonna start at 248. This is my buffer zone. And then we need to go 24 frames from 253. So we'll do 24, and that's at 277.
So buffer zones are just simply to ensure that your anims are not joined together and going spastic in that sense.
That's a good question. So I didn't used to do buffer zones. I didn't have them. One second. I'm trying to cough out some of that phlegm. So I didn't normally have the buffer zones, but the problem that I was running into, and we can see this on the graph, is if I didn't have this buffer zone, these values from whatever the idle position of the previous animation was feeding the new animation's values. And so that was creating a weird loop where it was creating a little bit of a delay because the in value wasn't proper. So by creating a buffer zone, whatever the start value is, so in this case right here, this is my start value. Instead of having a weird curve like this, that's my start value. Now, when I start this, I actually have the right curve. So this looped animation looks really good. For a non-buffer, I don't think for non-looped animations, I really need the buffer because again, we do what's called blending. But what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to have a buffer in the sense that I'm going to have 5 frames of this same animation right here. And then what we can do is in the animation, we can say the blend time. So that way we can say, okay, this is going to be the blend time for this animation is going to be 0.5. So it cuts off half of that buffer zone automatically and then blends it in properly. So that way, no matter where I'm at in the animation, it blends it. If I don't do that, then I don't get the blendability. And then I run into this problem where I either snap it automatically and we get that same thing that we saw earlier where if I jump, his feet automatically. So if I jump right now, see how it snapped? So if I jump, it snaps to that animation, which is him having his feet separated and then goes there. There's no blend. And so that's not what we want. We want there to be a blend. We don't want it to snap. So that way it looks proper from wherever he's standing, it blends into the right animation. So that's what I'm thinking I want to do that. And that's why I'm setting up the buffer zone for this animation, even though I don't think it necessarily really technically needs it. So we're going to try it. And then if I don't need it, then I'll just redo the animation, extend the timeout, and we'll be fine.
But if it works, it's an easy way to do it for the future.
I mean, it doesn't change anything we're doing. It just changes my, like the code part doesn't change. How I set up the animations is what changes. So that's why I'm testing this one. So we're going to say that this already jumped. Zox, hey, how's it going? Hello and welcome. Yay, hearts. So we say, how much is this player able to jump? I don't know what his jump is. Default jump height, I think is 2 blocks. Damn, dude. I don't know. Okay, let's check it out. I can throw a default shape in, which is a cube. That's 100, that's 200, and that's 300. And so we're going to color these. I definitely know it's more than 100, so I don't need the bottom one, but I'm just going to use it just because Okay, cool. So let's go see what the default height jump is. I think it's 200. I think. But I don't remember. Why is it being stuck on play? What the heck? My stream go down? No. Stream is up. I'm up.
Stream's fine.
What the heck, dude? Like, did it crash? I added 3 boxes and it decided to crash. It crashed. What the F? Why? Oh my gosh. I was wondering what the heck.
I was trying to remember, what's that stealth game Kojima does? Phantom Pain. Snake.
Yeah.
The cardboard box. You just put in 3 snakes in the cardboard box.
How are you doing, Zaz? I'm assuming it's Zaz. Could be something else. It could be Nexat too. I don't know. We're gonna do skip restore. I don't need to restore. Oh.
Part of me is wondering if Massive actually did a standing jump, fell forward, and that's why he suddenly went quiet.
Oh, what the heck, dude? There's no... Wait, what? I'm so confused. How is the editor broken now? I didn't do anything.
You put 3 boxes in the game.
Right? I added 3 boxes and now the editor's completely borked. Get out of here, dude. Mother effer. Okay. Maybe it's Perforce. Oh, Perforce is down. What's wrong with Perforce? Okay, Perforce is up. I'm green. So let's go to Mega Jam. We were underneath the content folder and we were playing with the levels, right? Where's Mester's level? Editor. Is it not checked out? Okay, so let's do a revert. I cannot do a revert because they're not checked out. Oh, dude, do I gotta delete my intermediate folder again? Curious Omni Games. Well, that's cool. Welcome back. Yep. Well, hey, I'm glad you're here. I don't know what the answer for this is. Maybe I just delete the intermediate. Oh my God, I hate this because all my colors are gone.
Take a step backwards and go in a different direction.
What? There's no... I can't do anything else. I'm just going to delete the intermediate folder.
How long is that build gonna take?
I don't know. We'll find out here in 5 seconds. Ugh. Those of you who are on the mobile version are just seeing a really cool background. Have you finished that game? No, I have not finished that game. Thanks for asking. We are currently working on it. I am going to probably take another break in a couple of days. It's erroring out on Mester's level again. What the F, bro? I didn't do anything.
You added 3 boxes.
What's the error? So it says a session failed. Public containers. I cannot access. Okay, so that's in build. Maybe it's in content and then derived cat. Like there's a shared content thingy that we do. Levels and then editor. And then maybe it's under generated. No, that's
Does he have anything checked out at all?
No, that's the part that makes no fucking sense. Let me do a submit. Content, external actors, Neo Rome changed, but there's nothing for Mester that changed. When's the last time I streamed? I streamed yesterday. And the time before that was like, I don't know, 4 months? 3 months? It's a long time ago. I had a lot going on in my life, okay? You already missed this part of the stream where I described all this. Okay, let's try one more time. I just submitted everything.
Ryu crept out of the the basement 3 months ago, and he goes, "Holy crap, the air's not poisonous." Then
Right.
he got lost.
Loading.
It was only upstairs in the house. I mean, how the heck do you get lost in your house when you can't find your way back to the basement?
Yeah, I don't know. Damn it. Nope. Mester's map is definitely jacked. For adding 3 boxes, Mester's map is jacked. What? Okay, so let's go to levels. There's got to be something in the... If I do
blank level.
I can't choose which one to load. It's got to be under say, like there's a folder for, I don't know if it's derived cache. Fuck, this is normally what I need Mester for. So I can delete my saved folder. That's going to get rid of all of this crap. So I guess we'll do that. Buy saved folder. That's definitely going to take some time. Welcome to the underground. How was the fall? I don't know what that means. If you wait, what? I don't know what that means. I wish I could make something cool and witty from that, but I don't know how to respond to that. I didn't fall. Okay. There's no falling. But if you're following with the thread, oh, it's a song. It's a song. Welcome to the underground. How was the fall? What song is that? I don't know what song that is. You have to clue me in. What's the name of the song? Who sings it? Okay, so yes and yes. Building. Okay, let's see what happens here. Look, this is the fun part of the stream. If you're, like I said, if you're on the get past Mester's. That's not the song name. I don't know what the song name is. I've deleted everything. There's nothing that there should be for me. Like, why would it magically have errors now? This makes no sense. Oh my god. Okay, I guess maybe I gotta do build. Because I don't think it's in content. External actors. Is this a thing? Let me type Mester in here and see what shows up. Oh, there's a folder called Level Mester Open World. And that's in external objects. Okay, so in our external objects, levels, what if I just delete all of this? No, let's see what happens here. Ooh boy, Sans and Papus from Undertale. Okay, interesting. Why does Undertale sound familiar? Okay, we're at 40, we're at 30, we're at 87, we're at 92. I deleted Mester's Underworld crap. This doesn't open, I don't know. I gotta figure out, there's probably in the config file, there's a default map. And then I'm gonna have to figure out what I did to make it mess up Mister's world. Oh man. Okay.
Air control?
I didn't even add air control. Oh my gosh. Well, we're having fun on stream here. We broke things. Yay. Okay, so mega config. Default, what would it be? Default engine? I don't know. Mester's game open world dot level. Okay, so editor starter map. Okay, so this is editor starter map. So let's try Mega Jams content levels. Let's do let's just do this and see what happens.
When you know how to drive the car but don't know how to change the tires.
Shut up! I need to check that out. So that's under config. What? Why is there errors? Oh my god. I'm gonna check out the config folder. Okay, now I can do file save. And then I should be able to open it. Now it should open main menu. No, I don't want a blue screen. It is opening main menu. Okay, now let's see if this errors out. Hopefully it doesn't. If it does, I probably have to restart my whole computer for the editor to work. And I'm not doing that. Nah, we can work on animations without getting into the editor. It does, so it has nothing to do with Mester's map. It has something to do with something that I've done. I have no clue.
That's where you have to go through your stream before this and check the vid and see if you did something weird.
I didn't. No, there's nothing I did. I can tell you that right now that I have not modified any files.
You put 3 boxes in.
That's 3 boxes. That should not cause an entire crash. Oh my god, that's so crazy, dude. Yeah. Yeah, that's so crazy.
You put 3 boxes in at 0, 0, 0 and just completely fuck the world.
I have absolutely no clue what I jacked up. Let me see. Hold on. You're talking on which game? You're talking on the other one. You have a crown. Because you did something. You top fans. You're the #1 top fan. Probably because you talk the most. You have 75 XP. Tony's my #2, and Ishquays. So you're my #1 top fan, Crown Boy. That's why you got it. That's because you're my #1 top fan. Okay, I don't know. I have no clue. That's crazy. The editor is completely borked. I can do nothing in the editor. So we're not going to worry about the editor for right now. We're just going to do this animation. That's what we're going to do. What? Geez, sauce. So I'm going to make the assumption that the player can jump 200. I believe that that's the correct assumption. So yeah. Anyways, so we're going to pull this up 200. Actually, I don't need this to be up 200 because we're saying the animation doesn't have any lead in, right? So I actually don't need that to be up 200. I just need to set the legs up properly. So if I remember the animation correctly, this leg was forward.
You went into there, set up 3 boxes, broke it all to check how high you could jump, and then you just decided, no, we don't need to actually do this.
Yeah, correct. Don't judge me. You're not my boss.
Thank God.
You're not my boss. Leave me alone. Okay, albums. He doesn't have any new albums. I wonder if Harris, he doesn't have any 2025 albums. I wonder if he couldn't get anybody contracted out for it. Okay, so we're gonna say he's leaning. I think that was what I saw. Let's put this at a 0-0-0. And technically we want
realized I better fuck off because I'm about to go to work soon.
You have a good one. I'm not going to probably stream for too much longer, and then I'm probably going to restart my computer to figure out what the hell happened, so...
Yeah, whether you got something existing in cache messing you up.
I have no... It's just so weird. So weird. Anyways, thanks for being on the stream, man. You have a good one, okay?
It's all good. And everyone watching, you all have a great day. Bye for now.
So let's say this is a 30-degree angle. Make a secret animation where the character's feet spins like helicopter. I mean, we can. Like, there's no limit on what we can do. I can animate whatever we want. Okay, so we want to make sure that we have this jump as it's kind of leaving. And we want it to be here, so that's -10. And the knee should be more outward. Okay, so that's pretty much what I think I saw. Nope. There is there's 7 other people currently. You are probably the only, actually there's 13 other people who are current viewers. You are just the only one chatting. And then on Twitch, I only have 2 viewers on Twitch, so my Twitch is kind of... But I mean, that's how it goes. Like I said, I'm just now streaming again. It's like starting all over again. It's just how it goes, you know? Let's pull this back a little bit and then bring it here. Maybe a little bit more here. Okay. Okay, so this gives us that buffer like we were talking about. And then basically we want to have him land. So, or not land, but like motion wise, I don't know if this is the long jump or the short jump. Damn, I really need my computer to work. Because I gotta go reference that. I don't know why I can't. Okay, well, we have been streaming for 2 hours. I think I'll just call it, because I'm gonna have to restart the computer. I'm gonna lose the stream anyways. So we had a good conversation stream today, I guess. Yay! What I'll do is I'm gonna restart the computer, see if I can get this working, and then I'll work on the jump animation, and then tomorrow we'll work on like the 2 other jump animations. So I'll have tonight I'm gonna do the I have momentum animation, and then tomorrow on stream we'll do the I don't have momentum animation, and then we'll do the falling animations tomorrow, and then we should be good. I really need to figure out why 5.6 is not loading. Make an animation with the character spins 500 times helicopter feet. Wait, what? Okay. You like what? Why do you like helicopter feet? What's so enticing about helicopter feet? I'm curious. I mean, I'm not saying no. Like, okay, that would be a cool little, I guess, thing. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Well, we're gonna end the stream then. Sorry, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be a little bit earlier. I'm trying to aim for 8 o'clock, 8:30's start times, but I can't promise that. It just depends on what happens with the workday. So we'll just see you tomorrow, and thanks guys for being here today. Again, we're working, getting animations done. Yay! Let's get them done. Thanks.